Welcome back, New Vegas, to another tune-in by yours truly, John Ruther, on the West Slaves Radio. Now let me ask you about this, Wastelander. Have you ever had a best friend? Someone who acted and thought the same way as you? Someone who had the same interests as you? Well, I did. And I still do, in fact. Actually, he was in my party when we went to visit Andre, and he is currently trapped in the Cancun resort with me right now. Ladies and gentlemen, give it to my fellow pre-war music enthusiast, Anthony Escobar, relative of Pablo Escobar, you know, the famous cartel drug lord. What is up, mi amigo, Escobar?
What is up? What is up? You see, Pablo Escobar has already perished along with the rest of the world. I think that we should go to the moon.
Yes.
I have joined the Space Force, and we are gonna fly.
That's respect.
Anyway.
That is respect. But Wasteland, that is not what we came here to talk about. So
Oh, sorry.
That's alright. You know, it's okay to have small talk. You know, but Escobar, I've talked about a lot of stuff on this radio station. Now that you brought it up, you know, I've talked about slavery. I've talked about racism, the Marines, the Air Force, the Navy, survivalship, love, me. But I've never fully explained to the audience why we came to New Vegas and got trapped in this room with the fucking knucklehead Marines, Elliot, Aiden, your girl, Erie. You want to help me explain to the Wasteland so they can understand why we came to New Vegas in the first place?
Well, you see, we came to New Vegas as Aiden and Elian didn't want to do PT.
Yes.
And so they're like, oh my god, what can we do instead of PT? And they're like, let's go to Vegas and bully a black person, Andre.
Yes.
And we were like, no, we wanna greet Andre. We love Andre.
Yes.
We love Andre.
We love our black people.
John and I, we love black people.
Yes, we
love
do.
them.
We love
so
black
much.
people. And then we decided to walk all the way over there because you already know cars aren't available anymore. None of us know how to fucking fix a car. You know, we're not built like that. You know, even though we might be the Air Force, the Space Force, and we're kind of smarter than the average Marine, we're still not smart enough to repair a car. We're more on the science stuff. You know, maybe flying, but you know, you got to ask the Brotherhood for that. But it was that's why we came to New Vegas, to see Andre, and we still haven't seen him because, as you know, we got sidetracked. We went to the drugstore, bought some ingredients for a cake. We started playing some, you know, Call of Duty, you know, like Fallout Warfare on Escobar's Pip-Boy, and then a bunch of ghouls came, and now we're trapped in this fucking room, and there is nothing we can do about it. So this is just a message to you Wastelanders out there to always be
never
prepared.
Trust a Marine.
Yeah, never trust a Marine. That's the first part, you know. So like, you know, any of those Brotherhood of Steel, NCR bullies and stuff like that, don't trust them. Just ignore them, you know. Turn a blind eye. But you know, it's always important to be aware of your surroundings, you know. That way you also do not get trapped in a room like me, Escobar, and the rest of us, alright? It's a valuable lesson. So, Escobar, what song do you want to play for the audience?
Heartbreaks by the Numbers.
Heartaches by the
By
Number.
Guy Mitchell.
That's respect. We're coming at you with Heartaches by the Number. Stay tuned, New Vegas. That's the West Slaves Radio. Welcome again, everyone. It's your host, John Ruther, hitting you with some of the old tunes from the pre-war era of existence, straight from my room in the Cancun resort, located in the heart of the New Vegas Strip. And I'm telling you where I'm at because I'm trapped in here. No, seriously, there are a bunch of ghouls outside my hotel room waiting for me to come out so they can kill me. Hold up, they're banging on the goddamn door again. Give me a second, guys. Hey, Joe! Get down! Fuck off! Sorry about that, guys. Some ghouls just don't know when to quit. I mean, trapping me here in my own room in the Cancun resort, that's just not cool. But there's really nothing you can do about it, especially when you're going to go outside past the ghouls. All you can do is look at the bright side of things. And that goes to you too, dear audience. Always make sure to keep a smile on your face, as others will pick up on that and, miraculously, start to like you more. So remember, if you ever find yourself trapped in a quarter, fighting a losing battle against the Legion, having your wife kidnapped, you know, breaking a limb in combat, getting robbed, or even just having a bad day, trapped in a room by glowing ghouls, you may want to look at the bright side and maybe, just maybe, start to accentuate the positive. can't get any better than this. It's John Ruther of the West Slaves Radio, coming back at you with some blasts from the past that might just make you bust down into a groove. I just said that unironically. Someone fucking kill me now. Anyways, back to the topic at hand. You see, at one point before being trapped in this resort, I was a traveler who ventured across the Mojave looking for a douchebag who had shot me in the head. Lenny, his name was. I found him, killed him, and immediately regretted my actions, because as a famous outlaw once told me, revenge is a fool's game. You should always choose to make peace, not war. A small tip for all you wayward travelers out there tuning into the West Slaves Radio. When you're out there exploring and you find an enemy who hasn't shot you on sight yet, it's always better to talk to them first and see if you can parlay before the bullets start flying. Always remember that killing brings down your karma. It makes you a bad person. And you don't want to be a bad person. Make sure to have good karma at all times. Don't steal.
Damn, I must be
Only
tripping.
kill when necessary. Do good deeds and keep a smile on your face.
There you are.
You can buy a book from that trader dude in Good Springs to keep count of your karma and see where you land on the scale of good and bad. However, let's get back to talking your way out of a fight.
Scream.
I mean, look, for example, say a black man is trying to rob you of your cat. If that ever happens, don't mimic the authority and start blasting on sight. Instead, just ask them why they're doing this. Find a way to convince them to stop. If they don't budge, then just comply to the request they give. After all, it's only a few caps. A life is worth more than that.
Fucking with me.
Even if the thief's life counts for only 3/5 of a person. Who knows? You might even save your life one day, choosing to talk rather than to shoot. I mean, as Johnny Mercer would say, all you really need is a golden tongue and a sizzling personality. It's John Ruther, bringing you more music, courtesy of the West Slaves Radio. Now let me tell you something. I came to New Vegas with 4 of my other friends to visit my black friend, Andre, who lives all the way in the mighty tidy dance of Henderson, New Vegas. But as you guys know, I am currently trapped in my room in the Cancun Resort, Escobar, Erie, Aden, and Elian. We can't get out because there are around 50 or so ghouls outside, many of them glowing, and almost all of them wanting to tear us a new brain. And my guns are out in the living room, so I am respectfully hoed. Speaking of hoes, let's talk about a girl I still have feelings for, even if I know deep down she is a hoe. I'm talking about the very good-looking woman, Addison Rae. Addison Rae is an extremely hot human being from the female species, and I find myself almost always attracted to her body. Mainly her face, definitely not of the things below. But she is a hoe. If you look at all of her social media, ranging from TikTok and Instagram, which, by the way, Wastelanders, is only accessible if you have a phone, computer, or a Pip-Boy, you can see that most of Addison Rae's pictures are pictures of her posing in a very, very attractive but hoe-like way. As the niggas in the back would say, she belongs to the streets. But even then, I would give my life savings just to touch her feet, or her hand, or even just her It's not to say that I haven't thirsted over Addison Rae before. In fact, one time, I traveled all across the Mojave to meet her in person and give her $2,000 worth of pre-war cash, which is equivalent to around 12,000 cats in a day's time, just so she could acknowledge my existence. Now, some of you might call me desperate, incel, perhaps, but hey, when you're trying to find true love, especially with a woman you fall in love with at first sight, you gotta understand,
God damn,
sometime, somewhere, somehow, something's gotta give.
As sure as you live, something's gotta give.
Welcome back to the West Slaves Radio. It's your host, John Ruther, wishing you another safe travel throughout the wasteland. Today, I got a very special guest with me. A very close friend of mine and one of the leading figureheads in our party, the OG Negroes. We're here today with Elian Samperio, the nigga. What is up, my nigga?
What's up, John?
So, Elian, as we all know, many African Americans have died in this country by hate crimes, police brutality, unfortunate accidents, helicopter crashes, black on black violence. This makes me curious about what you believe to be your favorite African American death. So tell me, Elian, who was your favorite African American death so far, and why?
Well, I don't remember the specific one, or the specific name, but in the 60s or 1860s or 70s, I believe, there was this one where a bunch of KKK members just got out and lynched this one boy because he was flirting with a white girl. And that one just, to me, just stuck out because I thought it was pretty funny.
What was his name, like Andre Jr.?
Probably.
Yeah.
I would have no doubt if it started with an A and ended with a Y, because those are just the worst type of people.
Those are the worst types. Now, I'm no racist myself, but I am pretty racist if you understand what I mean. Do you see where I'm coming from, Elliot?
Yeah, I
black
understand.
people.
Oh my God! Why black people are way too free in today's society?
Yes, I know, right? Like, you're like, the NCR needs to enforce like some strict codes against black people. Like, come on, like, the government needs to do something. Like,
exactly, like they're walking around with so much tone in their voice and so much stress in their step. Like, who let them do all that?
So much darkness, so much dark energy surrounding them. Like, literally.
Exactly. It's like blinding, even though it's the opposite of right.
I know. It's like, yeah, because when you're blind, all you see is black. That's exactly that. That's what's up. Nice talk.
I'm not racist.
We're not racist, but you get where we're coming from, audience. Like, come on, folks. Nice talk, Ellie. Nice talk. I hope you enjoyed that talk as well, dear audience. We're coming at you with a song. I know, Ellie and Life, bro. Hit Boy, please play Country Roads by John Denver. That's a racist song right there. We'll see you guys. Welcome back, everyone, to the West Slaves Radio. It's John Ruther, bringing you the best quality music straight from the rooms of the Cancun Resort, located here in New Vegas. And man, what a sight to see. However, I'm not here to tell you about the beautiful views I'm witnessing in this resort. No, I'm here to tell you about the events that led me to be trapped in this resort with my friends in the first place. Let me set it all up for you. It was a beautiful day in the Mojave Desert. The birds were singing, the flowers were blooming. I'm fucking quoting Sands, that is my bad. Anyway, my friends and I had just finished hiking the Arizona Hot Spring Trail, and we were walking back to the resort, which was around a good 50 miles away from our current location. Of course, as athletes, we can make it back in one piece. Even took down a desk cloth while we were at it. We returned to the resort, dumped all our stuff in the living room, and then decided to hop on Escobar's Pip-Boy and play some Fallout Warfare, courtesy of Treyarch Games. What we didn't know yet was that a couple of ghouls had followed us into our resort. Worse yet, we didn't even realize that they had followed us until they had stepped into our very hotel as we had left the door open like a dumbass. And even then, these two ghouls had to step into the bedroom for us to notice that they were there. Of course, once we saw those two ghouls, we quickly dispatched them with my safety knife and a bong that Elian carried. Still, after that, we noticed around a dozen glowing ghouls crowding the living room. We slammed the door shut and realized we were fucked. So we did what any logical person would have done and decided to wait it out. And lo and behold, they were still there, waiting for us. In fact, their numbers only seemed to multiply. Let me tell you, the living room was completely lit up from all those glowing ghouls. I'll tell you, it probably still is. So much, in fact, that it reminds me a little about that one song. You know the one I'm talking about. The one filled with uranium. The very things that make these ghouls glow. We're coming at you with Uranium Fever by Elton Britt. It's been your host, John Ruth, and I'll be right back with you in a bit.
Well, I don't know, but I've been told uranium ore's worth more than gold, so...
How are you guys doing? It's John Ruther here, coming back at you with the West Slaves Radio. Let's not waste any time with introductions. A black man in New Vegas has just been pronounced dead on the scene. Apparently, he was a victim of a car wreck, but the car wreck was not what killed him. The thing that killed him might come as a surprise to you folks out there. Or maybe not, as everyone knows how America treats niggas these days. Kieran Anderson, an African-American teacher, had gotten into a car wreck and needed medical assistance. Because of this, he repeatedly flagged down passing officers, but unlucky for him, the officers, who were all white by the way, probably didn't get paid enough caps for the job because they were all in a bad mood. Now be honest with me, dear wastelanders. If you were to see a struggling black man on the floor, wouldn't you rob him or terrorize him as well? I know I would, and I understand that's something wrong with me that I have to work on. And that's what the officers did as well. They saw poor Kieran struggling on the floor and decided to cash in and arrest him for some sweet, sweet cash. I heard Caesar's Legion is paying double for the minority race as well. Of course, poor Kieran would not go down without a fight and began to struggle with the officers. Rule of thumb, if you are getting apprehended by an officer, do not struggle with them. Just let them violate you, especially if you are black. That might help you save your life in the future. Please do not do what Kieran did. Start struggling with them and call yourself the next George Floyd. That will ultimately lead to an officer putting a knee on your neck, because the cops here in the Mojave are all incompetent, racist fucks. I might be racist, but I do so out of humor. These officers are just inherently racist. However, what they did might shock you more than Kieran, literally speaking. See, the officers thought it would be a fantastic idea to taser Kieran while he was already on the floor. What the fuck is that going to do, my nigga? If not, make him move even more. It doesn't knock them out unless you're equipped with a stun baton like me and you've got it set to medium voltage. This guy had a taser and tasered Kieran while he was on the floor. Of course, this made Kieran move even more, and to the officer's stupidity, he continued to taser Kieran in hopes of making him not move. Now let me ask you, New Vegas, how many shocks does it take to kill a man? Personally, I set my shock baton to 8,000 volts to knock out any aggressors because, once again, killing is not necessary. However, I also bring shock grenades to knock out multiple groups of enemies at once. Those have 15,000 volts and are enough to knock a person out immediately. This nigga sent 60,000 volts in a poor Kieran, which obviously killed him. Unbelievable. Some rangers here in New Vegas need to get their license removed, or more importantly, get kicked in the head to see if they even have a brain. And that brings me to the song I know a lot of people know by heart. We're coming at you with Ain't That a Kick in the Head by D. Martin. Stay tuned, everyone. West Blaze Radio tuning out. Oh, good lord. I just ejaculated. Oh shit, it's running. Hello, folks. It's, Radio West, Slaves West. Fuck. You. I already know what station it is. It's the West Slaves Radio. Coming back at you with some sick tunes from the pre-war era of existence. Man, tunes. If there's one person that knows all about tunes, it's me. Or my friend Jesse. In 1 year, he had almost 2,000 hours of just pure listening to music. But he probably died after the bombs dropped, so rest in peace. But going back to me, I've lived and grown up with music. Ever since I was just a little boy, I would have a music player blasting music into my ears. At first, it was nursery rhymes, and then it became Kidz Bop. And then I started reaching the dark times. 5th grade, 6th grade, 7th grade, I was jamming out to video game music.
Why the fuck are you
I
back
know, I'm a loser. But then, during high school, I redeemed myself and started listening to the Jamaican
This was my
music,
mission.
You know, the OG stuff. You already know what I mean, folks. To all my niggas out there in the Mojave tuning into the West Slaves Radio.
You can go back to Old Shoe and tell him that the mission will be completed.
And I spit
just need a
nothing
couple
but
more
gangsta
days.
shit. That's coming from a 5-dude
What's it look like?
gangsta
I caught one in the
grid.
leg.
Banging
I killed a
street,
dozen of those
military,
degenerates
point
sneaking my
black,
way
and
in, but
Klondike cats
one got a
bitch.
drop on me.
The shit
I
they were
holed up
talking
here after I
about,
killed
I
that
grew
one.
up with.
They're too
bitch.
stupid to unlock the
That's the
door,
biggest
so I
one
knew
for
they'd
Tupac.
figure whoever
Rest in
attacked had
peace,
just
Tupac.
taken off.
Rip Biggie.
I just need a day or two.
However,
Then
the
I'll
year
take
that I
out more to
remember
run on
music
myself.
sticking out to me the most was during 8th grade. when I was in a band. You know, man, at the time, I wouldn't have said I liked it. But now that the past few months of my life have been dedicated to music on this radio station,
Bad idea on...
I've learned to appreciate the experience band gave me back in 8th grade.
I guess you have a point.
Now you might be wondering,
I don't know how long
what
it'll be
instruments
before
could
I'm on
John
both feet.
Ruther possibly play?
Here, take this.
Well,
It's the key
back
to the
in 7th
maintenance
grade,
wing.
I first
Should
started
make
off
getting
with
a
the
motor
flute,
runner that
and
much...
I was reasonably mediocre at it. By the end of 8th grade, I was playing the bari sax, but I only had 3 months to practice at it, so I wasn't that great. However, the instrument I excelled at the most was the tuba. Man, I popped off with it. Like, I was so good that my band instructor paid me $50 to stay in. I literally carried the entire team, folks. Ironically, however, my favorite instrument was the trumpet. The way it sounded, the way people played it, it was just really cool. Huh. That's a nice tune. Where have I heard that song before? Man, that's weird. I really feel like that came from somewhere. Folks, I'm 100% confident when I say this, but it seems to me I've heard that song before. Welcome back, New Vegas, to the West Plays radio station. It's your host, John Ruther, bringing you once again some more music straight from the pre-war era of existence from my cozy room on the 6th floor of the Cancun Resort. Now let me ask you this, dear Wastelanders. Do you have a special someone? Me, personally, I don't. I am alone, and I am to be entirely blamed for it, as I have rejected many ladies on account of me not having enough time for a relationship. As my friends like to say, I am bitchless. I do not know what true love is like.
Take down this password.
But I
It'll get
know
you into the
some
overseer's
people that
area
do.
upstairs, I think.
And if you, dear
Thanks for the help.
Wastelanders, want to know what it's like being in love, well, boy, do I have a treat for you. I have with me right now in my studio my two friends, Escobar and Erie. Say hello, guys.
Hi.
Alright, now at some point in a relationship, the two lovers will eventually quarrel, you know, and it's essential how these two treat their argument and will decide if their relationship will continue or not. So, my question to you guys is, even if you love each other a lot, when there is a major dispute between you two, like, how is it, like, most likely to be? Have you guys ever, like, had an example of this before?
See, I begin to perform like a jester, and through that, I gain her favor. And
Is that true,
that's
Riri?
about it.
It's
Yeah,
true.
that's
Did
about it.
she, like, just, like, so even if you're in the wrong, Escobar, I don't know, even if she is in the wrong, Escobar, you still just say, you know what, Erie?
I just start rapping, and it works out.
And you just start spitting, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
you know, I just start spitting some lyrical bars, and then she's just like, okay, I see the errors in my ways, or if I'm in the wrong, then she's like, okay, well, you're wrong, and I'm like, okay, and then I start rapping.
That's fire, bro. Like, you start quoting Tupac, you start quoting, like, I'm a gangster, and
I start quoting some of your songs.
That's fire, like Tagalogadies,
Yeah.
To all you Wastelanders out there, bro, I was a rapper. I was a rapper before
You
the
was.
song. Erie, how do you feel about this, Erie? Do you ever pretend that you are wrong even though you know you are clearly right?
No. Yeah, because there was this, like, one incident where I was at, like, a work party,
Uh-huh.
and I brought canes, like a big tray of canes.
Uh-huh.
Oh my.
And, like, I needed help putting it on the table, but the table was full.
Mm-hmm. Was Escobar there?
And Escobar was, like, right beside me, and I was like, hey, can you help me and put it on the table?
Oh my god,
And he
what
was
did you do?
He was like, there's no room on the table.
Oh my goodness.
There wasn't.
Okay, there was no room on the table, but there was this little Caesar's box that was, like, semi-empty, so I was planning on just putting it on top of that, right?
Yeah, I just thought that would be disrespectful. That was it.
Have you ever...
Okay, so he's like, I was like, oh, I need help, and he's like, oh, just put it on the floor. And I'm like,
But
are you serious?
It's
Who's gonna eat canes off the floor?
Yeah, but it's on the tray. It's on the tray.
Who's gonna eat canes off the floor?
I know.
Anyway,
Who put
How would he
Okay.
get it off
on the floor?
Anyways, I got mad, so I just set it down and I did it myself.
Oh my goodness.
And I don't think he was looking.
I didn't think it was.
He wasn't looking. He wasn't looking. So I was, obviously upset. So I went to like where we were sitting, and I was like, why didn't you help me? Like it was a big tray, and then he was like, he didn't know that it was a tray. We thought
it was just a box.
a little takeout box.
Oh my goodness.
And I was like, are you serious right now?
I'm a little foolish.
He only realized that. He only realized that when we went to get the cane.
You know what, Erie? You know why? You know what I think he did? I think Escobar's a little foolish because, his head's not straight because he is mad in love with you. You know what I mean?
It's true. It's true.
He can't think straight because he's head over heels. How can his head be up here when it's over his heels over you? It seems
real.
like, yeah, I know. Like, Wastelanders, take that as a lesson, bro. It seems like you guys are in love, and, I respect that. Speaking of love, I've got a perfect song for this moment. We're coming at you with LOVE by Nat King Cole, bro. Stay tuned, everyone. Westlays Radio.
L is for the.
Welcome back, New Vegas, to the Westlays Radio. It's your host, John Ruther. And boy, are you guys in for a treat. Today, I have a very surprising guest. A person who is the main reason as to why I am stuck in this room today, and why I even ventured out into the Mojave Desert in the first place with all of my friends. We came to visit this man in Henderson, and ultimately got fucked from behind by a couple of ghouls. But hey, at least we can talk to him today, right now. Please bring it up for the one and only nigger, hashtag please don't cancel this radio station, Andre Polar. How are you, Andre?
Yo, what's up?
So, Andre, you want to say anything to the millions of Wastelanders tuning in? Because I am, quite truthfully, kind of too hoes mad to speak.
Well, first off, I'd like to thank today's sponsor, Nuka World. Massachusetts, west of Boston. You'll find a nice, lovely spot for you and the family. Come on down to Nuka World. We have all new Quantum Nuka Cola. That shit is blue. That shit is crazy. Swear to God, had it. Crazy, man. Crazy shit. Anyways, how'd you just say? Alien's a bitch. Tune into this radio station. This shit is fire. Shit, man. I'm about to go kill some Wastelanders. A bit.
That's fire.
Shit gonna be fire.
Racist or racist
Yeah.
Wastelanders, you know what I mean? You
maybe some mutants too.
Yeah, that's true, bro. Because we don't like the racist people here. We don't.
Yeah, fuck them niggas.
Kobe.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Kobe. Rest
in peace, R.I.P.
Biggie, rest in peace. That's a rest.
Fuck the NCR, nigga.
That's right.
Yes,
sure, bro.
Yeah, fuck the NCR.
I personally,
We NCK in here. We NCK. Alright.
Yeah, dude. I can't choose a side, because I personally do not want to choose a side. I don't want to get shot at, but it's freedom of speech, bro. NCR, you guys aren't like the government, bro. You gotta let freedom of speech. Don't start shooting people. Right? You ain't NCR. Alright. Thank you, Andre. Alright. And before you go,
thank you.
I just want to let you know, I think it's very brave of you to be a black man in America. Speaking of black people, we're gonna go ahead and play a song made by a group of black African American females. We're coming at you with the Supremes. You Can't Hurry Love. Enjoy your day or your.
See ya.
Westlays Radio. Welcome back, guys, to the Westlays Radio, brought to you by yours truly. This is your daily reminder to always keep a smile on your face. And whenever you see a black man, make sure you avoid contact with him. Proceed to call the police. If he gets too close, yell, "Ew!" at the top of your lungs. I'm just kidding with you guys. They will probably jump you if you do that. Speaking of jumping, these ghouls are really about to jump me any second. During the intermission, I left to take an irradiated shower. Little did I know, I had left the door open, and some crawling ghouls were able to squeeze in. Everyone else was asleep, so I almost died when I stepped out of the shower. Luckily, I was able to steal Alien's shaver and stab that bitch to death. And then I locked the door to the bedroom. I have yet to tell my friends how I almost sold and got all of us killed. And I've yet to inform Alien that his shaver is inside of a ghoul's head, and he probably won't be able to shave for the rest of his life. Personally, I don't think it's that big of a deal. After all, it wasn't my fault if you look at it. sport. Well, okay, maybe it was, but as Bob Ross would say, we should just look at it as a happy little accident. But anyways, remember, when you're out in that wasteland, all alone by yourself or with a party, it's always important to try and talk it out first before you go and try and take a life. But just in case that fails, you always want to make sure you got what it takes to win that fight. As Roy Brown would describe it, you gotta be a mighty, mighty man.
There you are.
Welcome back to the West Slaves Radio, everyone. I'm your host, John Ruther, and today we're here to talk about slavery. What a terrible thing. I personally don't like slavery. Capturing the black man and making him do your dirty work for you is, although funny, not a good thing. 600 years ago, when our country, especially the South, was deep into slavery, many African Americans suffered. And man, I don't know who would ever do that. Taking away a man's free will to live is, if not, one of the worst things you can do. The only thing that makes this a little bit good is the fact that they enslaved the black man, and not the superior white man. Still, slavery is bad, regardless on which group it may have been. Thankfully, our founding fathers, or, well, not the founding fathers, but the North, with the help of Abraham Lincoln, would come to their senses and destroy this chain of slavery, and finally, bring peace and harmony to our country. So wouldn't it be a surprise that, almost 600 years later, we would bring back this horrible system of enslaving people? We're looking at you, Caesar's Legion. Now, I'm not saying I'm Team NCR, but I have no intention of choosing a side, as that would lead to the other side shooting bullets at me. However, if you are willing to take a side, something that I would never be brave of doing, I would keep in mind that the Caesar's Legion is enforcing this horrible system of slavery. And worst of all, they aren't even enslaving black people. Never mind. The main point of it all is that this is slavery. No matter what time it is, or no matter who you are enslaving, it's still a sin. A big sin, in fact. However, keep in mind that slavery is not the only sin in this wasteland. Killing, stealing, disrespecting someone, those are all sins as well. But the most common sin that I myself am guilty of is not racism, but in fact lying. As the ink spots proclaim, it's a sin to tell a lie. We're coming at you with the ink spots. It's a sin to tell a lie. Enjoy your evening or morning, wherever you fine folk might be at this hour.
Be sure it's true when you say.
Welcome back, New Vegas, to the West Slaves Radio. It's your host, John Ruther, and I'm here today to talk about the military. Now, we are all familiar with the prominent military faction currently dominating the Mojave Desert, the NCR. But today, I want to describe the benefits gained from the military during the pre-war era. You know, the same military that the Brotherhood of Steel wants to be so bad. I myself was in the Air Force, and we were heavily focused on technology and flying. You know, we mainly stayed in the back and weren't deployed as much because we had all the expensive equipment and didn't want to really damage them. Needless to say, we were pretty spoiled. However, we still got the same benefits that the rest of the military had. Free college, a great job, not having to pay for rent, etc. However, I have a friend with me who also served in the military but did a complete 180 from my branch. Let me introduce you to Aiden, a very close friend of mine who was also in the Marines, the opposite of the Air Force. Say hello, Aiden.
What's up, guys?
Yeah, or Siggy, you know, that's what the niggas call him, you know. Alright, Aiden,
That's
right. So Aiden, tell me about the Marines, you know, what is it all about, what are you doing it, and why should you join the Marines?
The Marines is overall a great branch. They're stronger than the Air Force.
That's all right.
You know, smart, not smarter, technically, but, smarter,
street
smart.
Yeah.
They got the street smarts.
Yeah.
Air Force got, the book smarts.
If you're a wastelander out there, bro, you be good in the Marines, you know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
Like,
The Marines, they're strong. They're very strong. They're smart on the battlefield. I don't know about, in person. A lot of the Marines I've met took fucking brain days, in my opinion. But they're all chill, they're all cool. Better than Air Force people.
So what do you do in the Marines? What's your job?
My job is planning on Seabird, the defense specialist. They just ensure the unit is trained and ready to survive against chemical, biological, radiological, and nuclear threats.
Oh, shit. Wow.
Yeah. And they conduct a lot of training too, like during boot camp, there's a gas chamber, which the Marines have to go through.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then the people in there are like showing the CS gas are the Seaburn Marines.
Wow.
They're teaching the young Marines how to like fight against that stuff.
Wow, so you could get like irradiated from that, bro. You'd like clip some Rad-X or something, bro. Like you could probably die from this job, right? You get cancer and stuff.
It's a high possibility that I have a lot of a job though.
Yeah, that's true, but it's a pretty fire job, you know. Just make sure that if you feel like dying, you know, do not start walking towards the light, you know. I repeat, do not start walking towards the light. We're coming at you with a Bobby Darin's I'm Beginning to See the Light, bro. Westlays Radio. Hello again, everybody, to what is hopefully your favorite radio station out there in the wasteland. It's the Westlays Radio, brought to you by yours truly. Man, do I feel like running a mile right now. Alas, I can't, because I'm still stuck in this goddamn room with all these bozos, and I can't get out because of the ghouls. You already know the deal. Shame. I do feel like I'm wasting my life sometimes, especially since I'm in my prime. Huh. Speaking about prime, did I ever tell you about that one story of me finding this rare beverage on the shelves of a drugstore around 15 miles away from my current location? Something along the lines of prime? Yes, you heard that correctly, folks. The Prime Hydration drink from KSI and Logan Paul. Before the war, that drink was extremely rare and sold out on almost every shelf you could look at. That included mainly the UK and the major parts of America, specifically New York, Texas, Florida, and the place where I'm from, California. However, before I got stuck in this resort, my friends and I went to this drugstore looking for some ingredients to make a cake since it was going to be my birthday soon. While we were searching, my eyes miraculously caught a fresh pack of Prime Hydration drink. And let me tell you, my eyes popped out of my fucking eye sockets. If it was super rare to find a drink while still being produced, imagine how rare it is to find one after it is no longer being manufactured. I felt like an African finding water for the first time. I won't even cap. You already know I took the whole pack and announced it to my friends. When we got back to the resort, we decided to try a bottle. More specifically, the blue one, which I'm pretty sure was blue raspberry or something like that. Well, dear folks in the Mojave Desert, we were expecting something similar to Gatorade, especially since it only had 25 calories per bottle. However, when we opened the cap, that shit smelled so sweet. Like, the scent was so intense, I thought I was going to suffer a heart attack. And when we drank it, let me tell you fine folks, that shit was way too sweet. You know those lemonade or Kool-Aid powder packs you pour into water to turn it into juice? Well, imagine pouring 3 times the recommended amount. It tasted just like that. If I'm going to be honest, I don't know what all that hype was about. Like, damn, that's going to be a no for me, amigo. And 25 calories? That has to be a lie. There was way too much sugar in that drink, and I'm surprised no one has ever brought that up yet. If I knew then, I would have never hyped up that drink as much as I did. Only if I knew then. Hello everyone. It's John Ruther, host of the Westlays Radio, all the way here in the Cancun Resort, located in the heart of New Vegas. Now, I have a lot of friends here, folks.
Gotcha.
You know, being an incredibly handsome, popular, and funny individual will do that to you. However, I also have very, very close friends. They are the ones that were in my party when we went to visit Andre and Henderson. Elian, Escobar, Aiden, Erie, they're all pretty cool people. But I also have friends higher than them, you know, people I consider family. Alexio, Andrew, God rest their souls. My closest friend to date is Nikolai, and I wanted you guys to meet him, so here we are. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you a very close friend of mine, Nikolai. Say hi, Nikolai.
Hello, everybody.
So, Nikolai, did you know that you were the first person from school with whom I ever had a sleepover? In fact, I think your house was the first friend's house I ever visited at school. But I know that wasn't your first home. You moved around quite a lot before settling into Cerritos, so could you tell me about your old houses?
Ooh, I've lived so many places I can't even remember.
but I do remember one of my old places being a 2-story house. Pretty big, actually.
Well, it does seem like you missed that old home. I know a perfect song to play for the audience to remember this moment forever. We're coming at you with Way Back Home by Bob Crosby. We'll see you later. West Slaves Radio. It's John Rooster, bringing you more tunes and hymns from the pre-war era of existence, straight from the stations of the West Slave Radio. You know, guys, I've been doing this radio gig for a while now, approximately 3.5 months. I've been trapped in this resort for way too long. Luckily, we have a refrigerator in this bedroom that can last us for another 2 months, so here's hoping for the future. However, that's not what I've come here to talk about today. Today, I'm here to rank my top 10 songs that I've heard throughout my time in the wasteland, specifically while doing this radio gig for the West Slave radio station. There are a lot of songs to choose from, so it will be challenging, but I do have a kind of a foggy idea of what my top 10 would look like. Starting off at number 10, we have Uranium Fever by Elton Britt. This song takes me back, and it's one of the first songs I remember busting a move to back when I was first exploring the wastelands on the east coast of America, all the way in the Commonwealth. Number 9 goes to Train Train by Magnolia, the vocalist singer located in the Good Rail Bar in Good Neighbor. While I was out exploring the wasteland, this song started playing, and I immediately got down and started breakdancing like a true Jamaican. I had never entered the bar at Good Neighbor. In fact, I barely even went to Good Neighbor because that place is filled with junkies, and I knew I was going to get jumped. However, this song made me realize that some hidden gems can be found in Good Neighbor, and Magnolia was one of them. Okay, Elliot's telling me we don't have much time left on the channel, so let me give you the rest of the list real quick. Number 8 goes to Take Me Home, Country Roads, an amazing song that's also a personal favorite of Elliot's. Number 7 goes to Tex Benique and her song, A Wonderful Guy, also a fantastic and catchy song. I remember singing this song all the time at work with my friend Andrew, but that was way too long ago. If only he had gotten frozen with me. Rest in peace. Standing at a solid number 6, we have Atom Bomb Baby by the 5 Stars. This song is an absolute banger, and every time this plays on my Pip-Boy, you already know I'm singing along, even if I'm undercover and stealthing a mission. At number 5, we have Jingle Jangle Jingle, a certified hood classic, and I know a lot of people here in the Mojave fuck with this song a lot too. I mean, who doesn't? My only complaint is that it just doesn't have enough lyrics. Number 4 goes to a song I recently learned about, Lone Stars by Tony Marcus. That song, oh my fucking god, it slaps, and is probably the best song I've heard so far on the radio. The only reason it's not higher is because I have fondness for the last song. Number 3 goes to Heartache by the Numbers, one of the first songs I heard when picking up the radio signal here in New Vegas, and a personal favorite of both me and Escobar. Coming up in second place is Anything Goes by Cool. Holy shit, this song is also amazing, and I remember screaming the lyrics at the top of my lungs due to how catchy this song was. However, my personal favorite song, at number 1, is, drum rolls please, Orange Colored Sky. I really love this song a lot, and in fact, it was the first song I memorized from top to bottom. It was also the first song I ever performed in front of an audience. I'll let you guys listen to the song, as we are running out of time currently. We're coming at you with Orange Colored Sky by Nat King Cole, courtesy of West Slaves Radio.
I was walking along, minding my business.
Welcome back to the West Slaves Radio, everyone. It's your host, John Ruther, here again today, and tomorrow, and the day after that. I'm never gonna leave. I will always be loyal to you guys. I am like an African, and you guys are like... Pause. Nigga, that sounded really bad. Fuck. God damn it. I regret saying that now. That was really sus, you know. However, you know, I'm not here to talk about that, you know. In fact, I have with me a very special guest today, you know. Everyone knows my best friend, Escobar, you know, the drug lord, the famous drug lord, but does everyone know that he has, in fact, a very special someone? That special someone is a girl, surprisingly. Her name is Erie, and she is with us today. Say hi, Erie.
Hi.
So, Erie, can you tell us how you met Escobar?
I met him in 7th grade. Yeah, a couple of friends introduced me to him.
What were your first impressions of Escobar? Were you like, OMG?
I mean, you know what? Yeah, I was OMG.
Weren't you in band at the time? Did you ever try to convince him to be in band as well? Because we were bandmates, dude.
I actually tried to convince him to join with me this year.
Really? Wow, that's crazy, bro. That's shocking. I didn't even know you guys talked in middle school, bro. I won't even lie. I thought you were like friends with like Nikolai and stuff like that, and Dylan and stuff. You know, that's pretty fire. But you guys met. When did you guys start dating? 'Cause me and everyone else started realizing, yeah, you know, something with Fishy was going on last year. But was it longer than that? Who knows?
It was like November 1st of not last year, 2021.
Yeah, that's pretty fire. And you know, you guys are like, you know, I'm gonna compliment you guys right now, but you guys are a perfect couple. You know, I'm wishing you guys long-lasting relationship. You know, I respect it. But have you ever gotten mad at Escobar about something? You know, trying to get into the juicy stuff. You ever gotten mad at him?
I need a fix.
Yeah, always.
Is he just like, is he just really stupid sometimes?
Yeah and no. No,
he's just stupid. He's just really stupid.
He's just silly sometimes.
He's goofy.
Yeah.
Call him a goofball. Escobar, if you're out here in the wasteland listening to this right now, bro, you are a goofball, my nigga. Alright, that's you know, anger is an important factor in a relationship. You know, take that. You know, in the end, you gotta make sure that you're not saying, not talking, and you never stay too mad about the boy. West Blaze Radio, everyone. Hello, everyone. You're tuning in to the West Blaze Radio. It's John Ruther. Some tunes that will leave you in trance. Because, damn, these niggas do know how to produce. Now, I know, some wastelanders out there don't like my usage of the N-word. But you do have to understand that only black people say the N-word. And if I say the N-word, you see where I'm going? If only black people say the N-word, and I say the N-word, that means I'm black. Yes, I know. What? John Ruther, the famous host of the West Blaze Radio, is secretly black? Well, yes, New Vegas. Surprise. I am black. Almost 30% black, in fact. I've checked my ancestry and traced it back almost 8 centuries ago, and 60% of my ancestors came from the Philippines. In contrast, 21% of my ancestors came from sub-Saharan Africa. So there it is, folks. I am a fifth black.
Attention, people of New Vegas. My name is Ghost, and John is not black. I know this guy very well. He is not black. I repeat, he is not black. He just says that to hide his racism. He is in fact 100% Filipino. Maybe there's some Japanese and Mexican mixed in with it. I don't fucking know. All I know is that he is not 20% black. His entry test is fake. Once again, New Vegas, John is not black. Do not believe him. You know what? Fuck it. We're now playing Big Iron by Marty Robbins.
To the town of our free rode a stranger one fine day.